Welcome to our technical drawing tutorial. In our tutorial, we'll be looking at the topic reduction and enlargement of plane figures. Our subtopic by length of side, and we're going to use the direct method A. Our example tells us to construct a quadrilateral using the information given, then reduce and increase the size of the quadrilateral by using the ratio given. This is our quadrilateral information, quadrilateral MNOP. Side MN is 60 millimeters, horizontal side MP is 35 millimeters, side NO is 70 millimeters, side OP is 30 millimeters, and the angle PMN is 90 degrees. We are doing a reduction first, and our reduction ratio is 3:5. We'd like to begin with our horizontal line. You want to take the drawing up to the top center of your drawing sheet. My horizontal construction line will be darker than normal. Well, this is to ensure that you could see what I'm doing on the video much easier, and I think that's better. X. So this is my horizontal construction line, and I'm going to use my ruler. I'm going to draw my horizontal side MP at 35 millimeters. I'm going to label my point of intersection. The next step is to locate our side MN 60 millimeters, and we're also told that there's an angle of 90 degrees at point M. So let's do this real quick and construct my 90-degree angle. Just lengthening that next point of intersection, the arc at that point of intersection, to allow for a more accurate drawing. At this point, I'd just like to reach out to and thank Nellie's World bookstore for the set square. You can get them from her store in Castries and in Rodney Bay. The length of our line MN is 60 millimeters. That's giving us our angle PMN. We already have our line segment MP or PM. We need N down this way. Hence the reason I extended the line through point P. So we go to our ruler or set square, measure our 60 millimeter mark, the length of the line segment MN. Go to point M as your center, inscribe an arc on that vertical line extended through point M, thus giving you your next point, N. Having found point N, we now move to locating point O. We are told that point O is 30 millimeters from point P. Let that be our radius. Then we move to point P as our center. We inscribe our arc above point P, because we're not sure at this point exactly where our next point O will be located. And so we now move to the length of side NO, 70 millimeters. Compass point on the 7, open up to centimeter mark, which is the equivalent of 70 millimeters, 7 centimeters. And we use point N as our center. And we inscribe our arc to intersect that which was drawn from point P, center point P. The two arcs intersect at point O. Then we proceed by drawing our quadrilateral. Join point N to O and point O to point P. I think at this point it is safe to darken the shape. Well, let's leave that for the end because we don't want to get our drawing sheet all dirty. And if you were to be doing this on AutoCAD, I think you could safely let the line segments be represented in object lines. We now move to the reduction. We were told that our reduction ratio is 3:5. Let me just put that in on the drawing sheet. Rid ratio. Okay, so we know what our reduction ratio is at this point. We continue with this very simple step. We draw a line at any length of your choice from point M, and you're going to extend that line as long as you want and at whichever angle you choose. Your next step is to use a compass of a convenient radius of your choice, and you're going to step off 8 equally spaced arcs. At this point, just about 5 arcs would be sufficient. So we'll just do that. If we were to do both enlargement and reduction on the same drawing, then we would use 8, bearing in mind that the enlargement ratio would be sufficient or would correspond to the necessary 8 arcs that will be drawn. However, since we're doing a reduction, on this drawing sheet, we're going to use just 5 arcs. We continue with the numbers. This would be 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We proceed by joining the last number in the ratio, which is 5, which is also the last number of arcs, and you want to connect the point of intersection where the arc meets the line at point 5 with the end of your quadrilateral, or the corner of your quadrilateral, at point N. Hope you can see that. We then proceed by drawing a line parallel to your line 5N. Okay, so we go to 5N, Let that be our reference line. And using what I normally like calling the train track method, track and the train slides on the track, right? We're going to slide our set square until we get to point 3. Remember, our ratio is 3:5. And so I'm going to be very careful because you don't want to mess up your accuracy at this point. The construction line, you draw a line from point 3, and remember, point 3 is not the arc or the ends of the arc, but the point where the arc meets the line 5M. And then you get one of the first points that you need for your reduction or reduced quadrilateral, and I'll label that N prime. And to get the rest of the sides, you move your set square using the size of the quadrilateral as your reference line, and you draw your line across. And there is one very important line that we're going to draw in a while. So I'm going to draw a line joining extended from point N, rather, N prime, because I'm looking for a point. I'm looking for point O. How am I going to get point O? Very simple. You draw a line from point M through point O, not to point O, because it's not part of the shape, it's part of the construction working. So you're going to draw a line from point M through point O. Let's label that line Q. So our line MQ intersects our line extended from N prime at what we will now label O prime. Then we move to our point OP, or line, sorry, OP. Using line OP as our reference line, slide our set square to our point O prime. You need to make sure that you have that on point so that you don't have an error on your drawing. And that point of intersection is going to be labeled P prime. Having found P prime, we now have our new quadrilateral, or our reduced quadrilateral, MN prime O prime P prime. And so it is fair and safe now to darken the necessary lines for your drawing. So I'm going to darken my line MP, or my line segment MP, thus giving me also my line segment MP prime. I'm going to darken my original shape first, and then my reduced shape. Now for the reduced shape, we darken N prime O prime. Again, there's no need to rush. Precision is of utmost importance to ensure accuracy. And with practice, you'll be able to move quickly with precision and maintain a high level of accuracy. And with that, we conclude our construction under the subtopic enlargement and reduction. reduction via length of side, and the use of direct method A. Our ratio 3:5. Thank you for viewing.